Really good point, and there's a lot of stuff that's happening nationally as well as locally in New York State with our own DMV that is sort of infringing on immigrants' rights in lots of other realms, and it has a lot to do with what we're talking about as well, because as we were discussing earlier, if people's rights are being curtailed in one way, you know, what's to say they won't be curtailed in another way down the line, and it just makes people afraid to try to assert their rights if they're not here with legal status. So I appreciate that point very much. Let's talk about another myth that I think is going to segue into our conversation about the credit union, which is, you know, a lot of people might say, well, I went into a bank, I tried to open an account, and they turned me away. So you know what, banks aren't an option for me. And a lot of people might think that banks are the only option, so that if they can't access a bank, that they're sort of locked out of the mainstream financial services system. And that's actually not the case, because as we are going to talk about, credit unions are basically another form of banking institution that are an option for many people. And they're actually a great option for people that are lower income, that have less documentation, and that want to, you know, bank somewhere where they feel like they want to be a member. The credit unions are, you know, cooperative, not-for-profit financial institutions. And in New York City, our credit unions, especially the community development credit unions, are based primarily in immigrant neighborhoods. And folks that are watching can actually get a list of credit unions from our website, which is www.nedap.org. But why don't you tell us a little bit more, Andres and Zoe, about credit unions?
One thing that I like to add, what is a credit union, what is the difference in a credit union and a regular institution, financial institution, is the credit union offers better and personalized services. So they take you, they don't take you as a customer, they take you as a, you know, as a member. And that is very important when you go to a financial institution, make you feel that way is very, very important.
And if anyone's watching saying, what do you mean I'm a member? It means that because a credit union is a cooperative, it means that everyone who opens an account there becomes, in effect, a shareholder. You become a member that can use its services, and you become an owner. And you share in the governance, how the credit union is run, and you also share in its profits in different ways.
And also very important thing is you can have decisions of what they're going to make with their shares. With the profits that the credit union is going to make. So this is also a very important thing, that you have decision as a member.
That's right. And now that I know you're in the stage right now where you're doing some community education and surveying about the credit union and trying to get people's feedback to it, what kind of response do you get? Are people excited about the credit union project? Are they excited about the fact that they're going to be members and owners and they can help make decisions? Or what is the
Do you want to answer that?
Oh, okay.
We can take turns.
We're having some difficult situation about that. But for me, it's been very exciting because it's my first time that I'm doing this kind of project. So it's kind of, I've been ashamed a little bit, but I'm trying to do my best. And also one thing that I like is most of the people that we're talking to, they want to be a member, but many people have so many things in his mind, or they have to do so many things at the same time, so they don't have the time to spend with us. But we really need people, so please, any help is welcome.
Anyone in Jackson Heights?
I think that there's
you're all volunteer. I just want to ask you guys are all volunteer. You're doing this on a volunteer basis. So no one is getting paid to do this project right now, right?
Right.
Yes.
So that's always a challenge.
I think that there's a varied response. For example, we were doing surveys this summer on 37th Avenue, and I stopped a woman who turned out to be the president of her co-op board. And she thought this was great because she said, you know, we can put all of the co-op's finances in the credit union, and she was very happy to have a financial institution in the neighborhood that could really serve the immigrant community and the undocumented immigrant community. So that was a great response, because here's somebody who really understands what this is all about and wants to support it. You know, sometimes people, particularly I think coming from other countries, have had bad experiences with cooperatives where people took the money and ran. And so they're a little bit wary. And it helps when we say it's guaranteed by the federal government, by the FDIC, but that's definitely...
Or the NCUA, right, which is the National Credit Union Administration, the equivalent of the FDIC for credit unions. And that means essentially that your money is secure, right? It's insured by the government.
So that's an obstacle, but I think that it's also something that, particularly as we move forward and really open up the branch, et cetera, when people have, the physical proof, it's easier to believe.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I was curious, how did you sort of get involved in this project, and what made you choose the credit union route? Because there's lots of other projects and sort of different programs and initiatives you might have developed to meet the needs of your community. How did you choose this one?
Okay, as I say in the beginning of the program, we in the Forest Hill Community House, they were trying to make a cooperative business, and one of their decisions was trying to create a wire transfer money. But we have a couple of meetings with some people that has or have that kind of business, and it wasn't that good experience. So. We're just trying to change our minds and try to move a little forward, a little, further. So we was thinking that the credit union would be the best opportunity for the community development in terms of financial services. And I don't know, the credit union has been for me very exciting things. I think you can do so many things with a credit union. And educate the people in financial stuff, and help the people to build their history, credit history. That's very important for me.
And one of the other services that you all are planning to provide is hopefully the money wire transfer service, right? So that people, I think a lot of people think that Western Union, MoneyGram, Vigo,
Transfast,
Delgado, one of the, all of these many sort of money transfer companies that are just outlets. You kind of walk in, do your transaction, and leave. That these are the only options to send money home for immigrants.
Right.
And that's actually not the case. A lot of credit unions offer this service, and even some banks are trying to get into this market. To attract more immigrant customers. So tell me a little bit about the needs of that and how you see that kind of taking shape.
Well, I mean, I think in Jackson Heights, it's pretty clear that wire transfers are a huge business, because you walk down, any block on Roosevelt Avenue and you'll see 10 signs for wire transfer businesses. So it doesn't take a lot to figure out that there's clearly a demand. Right. We were really fortunate to find an existing credit union, BethX Federal Credit Union, which is located in the Bronx, which agreed to sponsor us. And one of the reasons why we approached them was because they offer remittance services, because they also work in an immigrant community. And so for us, especially also because we were starting with the cooperative idea of a remittance company, that was kind of a logical segue.
Yeah, it seems like you can't talk about financial services for immigrants without addressing the remittances market, which is huge. I think I just saw something hot off the presses that said in 2005, immigrants worldwide send more than $20 billion to their home countries, and I think it's something like 35 million from the U.S. just to Mexico, or billion actually. Yeah. So it's quite a bit of money that immigrants are sending, and also that they're paying in fees, because a lot of these places charge 10-15%.
That's what we think the credit union is very helpful in that situation. The commissions is lower, and the security, which is very important. The security that you're going to have, that when you wire the money is going to be there.
Great. Well, I want to thank you for being on the show, for being our guests, and I wish you guys the best of luck. Those viewers that want to help out, hopefully Forest Hills Community House's contact information is flashing on the screen now, so you can give them a call. I just want to thank everyone for watching and invite you to contact NEDAP if you have any questions about the show or would like more information. Our website is nedap.org. You can also get a lot of resource information for immigrants on the issues we talked about today. Fact sheets and flyers, as well as resources for people that need assistance, want to find a credit union, or need some help with the sort of a problem they've been having with banks or other sorts of institutions. So thank you so much for watching. Please watch again, and we'll see you next time on the Money.